Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How is everyone doing today? So for this video, we got a pretty huge thing, and I thought that the space elevator in ODST would be the biggest thing I ever save, but as it turns out, we're going to be tackling the question of can we save the entire city of New Alexandria? And just as a quick recap, as always, when you play on the mission New Alexandria, you have to destroy these jammers across the city. After you destroy after each of the first two jammers you destroy, when you destroy each one, a Covenant cruiser will fly in as you take off in your Falcon. And that cruiser will fly on a distance over there, as you can see here, and it will start glassing the city, at least a large chunk of it, like so. And there is you can't stop the cruiser, obviously. The cruiser just flies there and just starts glassing, and it just stays there for the rest of the game. And that part city in distance, it's starting to burn down because it's being glassed. And that's after the first one. After the second jammer you destroy, another cruiser comes in and starts it's going to start glassing another part of the city, and both cruisers will stay there for the rest of the game. And you can't actually reach them with your Falcon. There's a barrier there, but you could actually get close to them in theater mode using pan cam. And there's actually some interesting things about those cruisers, but that's not the point of this video. And I actually did videos of those up close to the cruisers a while ago. But anyway, so for this video, the question is, can we save the entire city from being glassed by those two cruisers? Well, the answer is yes, and also a little bit of no, but we'll get to that in a bit. But it's pretty much yes. And what you want to do is, this will take mods to do it, and you're actually going to need a jetpack as well. It's theoretically possible without mods, but it'll be very, very difficult without mods, and I will show you why. You only need one mod to do this. Actually, it's just the no clip mod that lets you fly around and pass through objects, but we only need it just so we can fly around. But once we get a jetpack, all we need to do is go outside, and this is all before before the first cruiser comes in. When we go outside, we want to skip getting to the Falcon. Getting to the Falcon and taking off, that's the trigger for the cruisers to come in and start glassing the entire city. So if we want to stop the cruisers from coming in, then we need to not get into the Falcon. So if you do this without mods, you will have to find a way to knock into the Falcon and still continue on with the rest of the mission. A friend of mine believes that you can Banshee launch between buildings, just keep building hopping. But that would be extremely difficult to do, and you'd have to be really good at launching to do that. It's not impossible, but it's very difficult to do. And that's why I'm using mods to do this. As you can see, the no-clip mod lets me just basically float across the city and pass through buildings. I don't actually need the mod to pass through buildings. I just need to be able to fly between buildings. But basically, all you gotta do now, after you've skipped getting to the Falcon, is you need to make your way to each objective throughout the city and just keep, doing your stuff. And that's basically all there is to doing this. You just gotta not get into a Falcon, or any vehicle for that matter. If you get into a Banshee as well, it will also cause the trigger, and the cruisers will come in. But as you can see, so far no cruiser has come in, and we are now at these. We just destroyed the second jammer, actually. So by skipping the Falcon at the first place, the first cruiser didn't come in, and by skipping this one, the second cruiser doesn't come in either. So as you can see, everything is still fine so far. So we're going to continue on to the rest of the mission again and take a look at what's going on here. But yeah, so for the interest of time, as you can see, I'm fast forwarding this really fast because this took a while to do. You're basically walking throughout the mission on foot without the Falcons. But yeah, so we're almost at the very end, and this is like I said, I don't know, to do this without mods, it'd be, I can't imagine, like, because getting a Banshee down is hard enough as it is. You'd have to like plasma pistol it and knock it down, and then to do your Banshee launch, I don't know, like, you'd have to be really good to like control where it launches you to. I can't imagine like you can launch it perfectly every time. But if you could do that, then you could essentially building hop. Or if you're really good at jetpacking for some reason and you know like a trick to get across buildings, then you could also building hop. In which case you don't need mods to do this, but this particular mod lets me just activate no-clip whenever I want. I'll talk to the author of it and see if I can make it public and share it with you guys. But you know, you'll need a modded Xbox to use it, of course. But as you can see in the distance there, neither cruiser has ever spawned in. The city out there is, I mean, it's not fine, it's damaged, but it's still, it wasn't like extremely glassed by 2 additional cruisers. As for the cutscene, for the most part, the cutscene remains unchanged, but because we prevented those cruisers from spawning in, there is a slight difference in the cutscene at certain parts. So I'm just going to show you that right now. Let's skip to where's the difference in the cutscene, so you could see the results of us saving the entire city of New Alexandria. So it happens at this part. Well, actually not yet. Almost. The right here. It happens here. And in case you didn't notice it, I'm going to point it out to you right now. So let's take a couple screenshots from that cutscene. So here is regular Halo Reach on the 360 version. As you can see, the cruiser is out there, right in the distance where Carter is. And here is the modded version where we, you know, skipped all the, we just did it on foot basically. And here, this is actually a pretty great screenshot because there's happened to be random lightning there to light it up. But you can see the Covenant cruiser here in the original version of the cutscene, unmodified or anything, unglitched. You can see the cruiser right there. And if we switch to the version we just did, where we skipped everything, no cruiser at all there in the distance. I know there's no lightning there this time, but it's just no cruiser there at all. So overall, the effect on the cutscene is, it's not a huge effect, and everything else pretty much still happens as scripted. This part of the city does still get glassed in the cutscene, and you know, all the members of the Noble Team, they all still, you know, run to the shelter, and Kat still dies and everything. Spoiler alert there. But yeah, so there you have it, guys. I know it's not as like a drastic effect on the cutscene as an ODST was saving the space elevator, but nonetheless it does affect the cutscene, and we can in fact save the entire city of New Alexandria. So there you have it, folks. And you know, I hope you guys found this to be pretty awesome, and if you guys enjoy this, make sure to leave a like. You know, leave your thoughts in the comments. Just anything you want me to look into or check out or try to save and so on. Just let me know, and I'll do my best to look into it, of course. But, you know, other than that, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.